So hello and welcome to FinTech Today. We're here at the Innovate Finance offices that have been hosting FinTech Awards London 2024's judging. It's great for us to welcome our headline sponsor, which is Aon. And from Aon, we have Ed Pugh. So maybe Ed, introduce your role at Aon, first of all, and then maybe, I think for me, and maybe for many people, why Aon are involved in FinTech. Because I think when I think of Aon, I think insurance. And I think maybe a Premiership football team. So over to you.
Well, thank you very much, Matt. It's great to be here. So yeah, what do Aon do for fintech? I mean, we do lots of things. And my role really is to represent all of what Aon does for the fintech community in the UK. And we serve fintechs globally as well. But this is the London Award, so let's stick to what we do here in London. So we are well known, as you rightly pointed out when we were chatting earlier, well known for being an insurance broker, and that's the part of the business I come from. Incidentally, that's my background. But as well as helping fintechs build resilient businesses by transferring risk to insurers, we do lots of other things that are honestly quite well kept secrets. So we can help fintech leaders protect their IP. We've got a full spectrum of cybersecurity capabilities. We have a very active and capable talent consultancy business. We have a compensation data business. We have, last but not least, a wealth management business as well. So we interact with fintechs across a variety of different solutions. The way I'd probably wrap it up into one, if you want one sentence, is we help fintech leaders grow their businesses by making them more resilient than they would otherwise be. I think it's probably the overarching strapline to what Aon does. But to your point, it's the insurance broking bit. When people have said, "Oh, Aon, we've been on Manchester United, the Chester Manchester United football team," people think immediately about insurance broker. But I would say insurance is the string that holds Aon together. But it's by no means the only thing we do for fintechs.
Yeah, and that's really interesting because I think we've spoken at length about what you actually do, and I think for me it's really important that it is no longer a really well kept secret. It needs to be out there. People need to know it because I think the services that you do are fantastic. We talk about fintech companies then. I mean, is there a size of company that you look at, or what size are we talking about when we talk about helping and supporting fintechs?
Well, yes. I mean, let's smash another preconception, shall we? I mean, the common preconception is Aon, you're a large global professional services company. You're only interested in serving other large global companies, and we do have lots of large globals. We have lots of major banks, major insurance companies, other financial institutions that we look after. But in the fintech space, we do things differently. We recognise that we're looking for high potential businesses to partner with in the long term. Fintechs make absolutely great customers. It's such a rewarding sector to serve. I'm sure you find this with your business as well. It's a genuinely rewarding sector to serve.
Exciting.
It's really exciting because these are businesses that are changing constantly. They're coming back to you with different challenges. They are not at all bureaucratic. They're very easy to do business with, actually, as long as you can keep up with them. And what we find is that in the sector, if we start to partner, it could be with one service or another service, any of the services that we provide. But what we find is we grow with them, and we do a good job, and they stay with us, and they come back and say, "Well, how about these other problems that we've got that we can? Could you help us with?" So it's a sector we love working with. I mean, any company from sort of early venture stage, a company that's thinking about scaling up next year, that's done 2 or 3 rounds of fundraising, right the way through to IPO and exit and an international expansion and beyond, basically. So that full spectrum.
Which again, I think would surprise many people watching this. That again, it's just the big companies, and now we're hearing that you're there helping the fintechs grow, scale, which is, as you say, exciting. Which I suppose leads me to the next question. We think of there's lots of subsectors within fintech. Are there any that are exciting you at the moment?
Well, what's going on in the digital asset space is really interesting. I mean, we see this from fintechs operating in the space, and we also hear it from our major banking clients. I mean, there's a lot of the headlines, often bad headlines in the so the crypto and digital asset sector, I think take people's eye off what's actually going on. Now, behind the scenes, of course, here is in blockchain or Web3, whatever you want to call it, is a genuinely transformational technology. And the use cases for blockchain amongst our financial institutions clients are not necessarily linked to digital assets which have a currency or cryptocurrency use cases. So the tokenization of real world assets is something that a significant proportion, probably the majority of our major financial institution clients, be they asset managers, fund managers, investment banks, are looking at. And I think it holds a possibility of being genuinely transformational. It's very interesting for us as an insurance broker because it does fundamentally or arguably change the risk profile of these businesses in a fundamental way, because the core system of record that people are hanging their businesses on and settling trades on is changing. So I think what's exciting there is we're probably where the internet was in 1998 in terms of blockchain adoption. So that's a real interesting space for us to watch.
Yeah, you mentioned risks. I'm going to pick up on that point there. We think about global events around the world, interesting times in many countries. Have some of those recent effects around the earth, in a sense, affected the risk profiles of some of the fintech companies that you're working with in London, UK, globally?
I think it's we do a risk management survey globally amongst all our clients, actually, including fintechs, but in the wider financial services sector every couple of years. And for the last 3 years running, cybersecurity or the risk of facing a cyber breach has been head and shoulders the top of the list. So that's not what we think; that's what our customers in the financial services sector think as well. Fintechs are ultimately exposed to the same set of exposures as established players in the market are. You know, they've all got systems touching the internet, and therefore they're all hackable, to put it bluntly. So cyber is, some head and shoulders the highest profile risk based on what our customers are telling us.
And what do you see the future for that? I mean, obviously you're providing services to help it. Are we going to see that increase, the risks increase? Or do you think things will start to settle down a little bit and the service providers that are there to help will mitigate some of those issues?
Let's start with risk transfer, or more specifically the cyber insurance market. That's been through a tough time. I mean, the good news for people who buy cybersecurity insurance or cyber insurance who are thinking of buying cyber insurance is the market's got a little easier. Insurers were hit with some major ransomware claims 2 or 3 years ago and started to restrict cover, put excesses up, put premiums up. That's naturally what insurers do when they face claims. Our role as an insurance broker is to navigate around that and prepare our clients in the best possible way for to ease the conversation with insurers on their cyber insurance program, and we've got the full capability of doing that. I mean, our USP, forgive the sales pitch, Matt, but the thing about cybersecurity and the transfer of cyber risk to insurers is you can't see it as one individual thing. People often pack it up: physical cybersecurity, incident recovery, and transfer it to insurers. To name 3 areas as separate things. What we advocate and what we're able to work with our clients on is to see the whole thing holistically and a continuous cycle of improvement. I mean, cybersecurity is an arms race, basically. So what will cut mustard in terms of actual levels of cyber resilience, and also the measures and controls that insurance companies want to see in place in order to lend you their balance sheet and pay you potentially very sizable claim, is constantly evolving and changing. So you've got to be on top of it constantly. You can renew your car insurance by filling out a form online the day before and press go, and you can get a really good outcome. You can't do that with complex insurance types like cyber insurance.
No, very, very true, and vital to everyone's business. So I suppose slight change of tack. Very much, we're here today, FinTech Awards London. You've had I hope the pleasure of spending a whole day meeting 30, 40 interviewees. Why get involved in FinTech Awards London?
Well, we want to get our message out that we're not just an insurance broker. We don't just do insurance broking. We don't just serve large global financial services clients. We do that, but we do much more of it. I mean, it's been a great day. It's been really hard work, concentrating, giving people your undivided attention because they deserve it. They've come here with some really good quality pitches. It's been really fascinating, and it's just a great reminder of how much is going on in London, basically. Whether or not it's firms that have a sole presence here or firms that have a significant outpost here and operate across multiple countries. There's been a number of the compelling stories for me, and clearly I'll name no names because we're sworn to secrecy, aren't we?
On pain of death.
On pain of death. But the compelling stories to me are ones which are spoken about, not just the numbers, but and growth in revenue and achieving profitability and all those good things, but genuinely taking the fight to the incumbents. Because ultimately, I think that's what the fintech sector's about. There's been some very compelling stories today, articulating how some of your nominees have been doing that.
Brilliant. Well, look, I think it has been a great 3 days. It's been a great day having you with us. We look forward to June the 12th, finding out who has indeed won on that day. And thank you very much for joining us. So
thank you.
See
You're
you
very
on June the
welcome.
12th.
Look forward to it. Thank you.